Is anyone happier because you passed his way? Does anyone remember that you spoke to him today? This day is almost over, and its toiling time is through. Is there anyone to utter now a kindly word of you? Did you give a cheery greeting to a friend who came along, or a churlish sort of howdy and then vanish in the throng? Were you selfish, pure, and simple as you rushed along the way, or is someone mighty grateful for a deed you did today? Can you say tonight, in parting with the day that's slipping fast, that you helped a single brother of the many that you passed? Is a single heart rejoicing over what you did or said? Does a man whose hopes were fading now with courage look ahead? Did you waste the day or lose it? Was it well or sorely spent? Did you leave a trail of kindness or a scar of discontent? As you close your eyes in slumber, do you think that God would say, "You have earned one more tomorrow by the work you did today"? That was Have You Earned Your Tomorrow by Edgar A. Guest. And as we come back to another tomorrow, as our friend Yakim, having effectively made his escape out of the, though now completely smoldering, detonated, ruined Splugorth encampment deep underneath one of the rivers of North America. We never really did find out which one, but we did find that he was not too far from the border into the coalition states. And as he kind of stumbled through the wilderness, he found a familiar path that, not even believing his own luck, led him directly back to the kind of ghostly town of Newtown. And we've heard Newtown before, given the fact that it is it's the site for the initial Juicer uprising, one of the biggest defeats that the coalition states had encountered, as they themselves had tried to manipulate and use Juicers as their own effective shock troops by promising them something that no Juicer could really turn down, which was the hope for immortality. But as it kind of continued, the truth that really came about was something far, far more insidious. The coalition states was trying to use the Juicers, and not only were they trying to use them in such a way that lied to them, but that the coalition states had an ulterior motive by some unknown force. The Juicers who had died while taking on the Prometheus treatment, this promised new arrival that would allow them to live well beyond the 6 years that normally a Juicer augmentation brings them out, it turned them into some form of demonic creature, some zombie with the speed and agility of an actual Juicer. Yakim was part of the group that had found out about this, but as the fight continued on against the coalition states, breaching into one of the great fortresses and finding all these secrets, Yakim brought this information back to Julian, and at some point they made their escape. Now Yakim finds himself back in these halls, pretty poorly equipped too. He managed to salvage, with a pretty good, repair roll, he rebuilt some really basic armor using the salvaged armor rules, and a C-18 laser pistol, which is better than nothing considering the fact that his Katani double-bladed axe is glitching out. But in the descent, as he continued looking through these corrupted halls, Yakim ran into somebody. Standing in front of him, he sees he can identify roughly that they would have called themselves half-elves. He doesn't know what their native name would be. But then again, nothing about them is actually native, proving that some of the creatures that come from other dimensions are somehow closely related enough that elves and humans can apparently breed, and their children live in between both worlds, straddling this universe of people who may have effectively evolved on this planet and those who may have evolved somewhere else. And between that, there lies this narrow space. Half-elves themselves find themselves not truly accepted, never truly appreciated, and just alien enough from both sides of their parents' heritage that it's unlikely for them to actually go and find comfortable spots. But as Joaquin faces off, stuck in a bit of a Mexican standoff, we turn to the scene. The chaos factor has increased to a 7. As Joaquin, his flashlight shining with one hand raised high, the laser pistol in his other, and the man standing in front of him, the green headband wrapped around his shaven bald head. We're going to go to a scene alteration, which was Chaos rank 7. Let's see. It's a 1. The scene is altered. Let's find out about the scene alteration, huh? Let's scene adjust. Make 2 adjustments. Okay. Adjustment number 1, increase in activity, and number 2, increase in activity. I'm going to re-roll that. I'm not going to double up. Remove a character. Okay. Well, let's roll on the NPC list and let's see what we get. Roll again. Julian the First. Okay. Well, Julian's kind of already been removed. Increase in activity, remove a character, and we rolled Julian the First. Okay. Joaquin looks this guy up and down. It's like, hey, I don't know who the fuck you are, man. I'm not here as a bandit, but I swear, my finger even so much as touches one of those sidearms, I'm putting a hole right through you. And the other guy standing off against him, a little bit taller, but not nearly as broad. Definitely not nearly as strong either. Yeah, I'm going to give him, let's see here, I'm going to give him a notice roll. He's got a D10, but he's not a wild card. He rolls a 1. And he could tell that Joaquin, as he kind of sizes him up, is not a creature to be trifled with, but he doesn't quite know that he's a juicer. Okay, I'm going to ask a fake question here. I'm going to ask unsure, is Julian here as well? Yes, okay. Alright, this makes sense. And as met Julian. 98, exceptional no, okay. The green brother in front of him just kind of looks him up and down and goes, I don't really know who you are, and I have no intention of turning bandit. I have no intention of being gunned down, though. I assume you are here for a reason, huh? Well, maybe our reasons are the same, maybe they're different. I'm gonna roll motivations for green brother. Fear, riches. Fear, riches. Okay. I had heard that the coalition states carried some powerful weapons. I knew that they were doing some terrible things here. I have been hunting a foul band of creatures for quite some time. Are you with them? Are you with the Valix? Joaquin eyeballs him. The Valix? The fuck? Wait, why would you be here if you're hunting these creatures? Because they are not creatures. They are very powerful, wise entities. They manipulate as they land, and they take over as like a plague. Kim goes, so I'm going to ask one more big question, which is, did Joaquin ever see Joaquin thinks for a second, and I'm going to give him, you know what? I'm going to give him a common knowledge roll. Because, why not, right? 4, just barely. He looks up at the green brother and he's like, Alright, just to make sure, man, are you talking about some fucking bug-eyed, insect-looking aliens, crazy thoraxes, high science, and just kind of a general fucked-up demeanor that they can come in, own, and eat everything that they want? You mean those fuckers who started manipulating my people who are augmented like I am, turning us into some zombies? Just, I don't even fucking know why. Your brother looks... I think we may be on the same side here. Hakeem goes, yeah, fucking right. Great, cool. You haven't answered my question. Is that who we're hunting for? Goes, I believe so. I know that they had allied up, and I know that they hunted these holes. I know that they are not entirely dispersed, and I need to ensure that they become entirely dispersed. He goes, I think we're on the same page here, bro. What's your name? Looks over his shoulder at him and goes, you may call me the Green Brother Sood. You can either call me Green Brother or Sood. I do not care which. But those are the only names that you may know me by. He goes, cool. It's fucking mysterious, man. I don't give a shit. My name's Hakeem. Hakeem Tor. And he offers a hand. Green Brother kind of looks him up and down. I'm going to give Hakeem a persuasion roll. Another d6. Let's see if he's on his charming self. 5 and a 4. Green Brother shakes his hand. He goes, okay. I have heard others down in these tunnels. I've been keeping quiet, but I have no desire to approach them. Maybe you will have better luck. Alright, man. Well, fucking show me the way, I guess. And so, we're going to put on... Well, I guess Anne is no longer part of the story, so instead I'm going to replace her entry with Green Brother. Okay. And we're going to put his thread list. Hunt down favorites with Green Brother. Yay! Alright, well, as they continue on down, let's see, I'm going to call that a full scene. That could have been pretty intense. Bring that down, and now we're going to scene alteration. Okay. Scene's interrupted by current context, arrive, enemies. Okay, well, I wasn't fully expecting that, so now we need some enemies, don't we? Okay, well... RV here. Let's find out. Are the coalition states still in here? Oh, well, that's gonna suck. Yes. Okay, well. Unbeknownst to the two of them, as Hakeem and Green Brother Sood progress further down these halls, located up against one of the walls, this very narrow box just begins to blink. A camera lens opens up like a tiny iris of a fly, and it just, with a metallic whir that can only be heard if you press your ear directly against it, the camera begins to record. Hidden somewhere not too far away. Boss. Lieutenant, we have another one. Yes. Right. Yes, I see them. Well, I think there's enough of them in there now. We need to make sure that no secrets get out. Activate the special forces. We need to hunt them down. I don't know why so many people are showing up. It should just look like so many bones. Fucking vultures. They always come out. So we need to start picking out Let's see. Because we're going to go into some combat here. Coalition, military specialists, I think. Yeah, that's exactly what we want. We want to get to actors. I'm going to roll on the army table to see threatening. 39. Threatening, helpful. No, that wasn't helpful at all. That was probably a terrible roll in the first place. But what I'm looking for here are in the books. And specifically, I'm just going to pull up the PDF. What is the average strike force for coalition special operations? That seems important. Okay, we'll go. Books I should have had nearby right beforehand, but you know what? It's not really role-playing until you're flying by the seat of your pants. Or in this case, sitting down in a chair looking at a giant PDF. But, you know, you do what you can. Alright, coalition personnel. We're going to go with the standard, which is probably going to be about 4 and a sergeant. Because that also puts in small groups or solo. Average squad size, actually, I'm going to say is 6. So it'll be 5 regulars and 1 sergeant. So of course, now the real question is Commander, Juicer, Rangers, Ice Stalker, Junior Officer. Yeah, we'll do a Junior Officer. There we go. Okay. Now, these, we're going to start with a group roll, and we're going to take their stealth, which is a D8. I'm going to do it as a group, so I'm going to throw in a wild die, because right now they're not wild cards. And this is going to determine a 3 and a 1. Okay. Does he have any special abilities? Edges, inspire. Okay, so he has the inspire edge. So I'm actually going to give him a battle skill to support one type of trait roll. And his battle is a D8. He's not a wild card. So this is going to be to support that stealth roll. It's a 1. Let's see. Critical failure? It is not, but he doesn't provide anything. So let's give Yakeem his notice roll. His notice roll is a D6. They both blow up. So, oh yeah, damn. God damn, Yakeem. As they start moving forward through this base, and Yakeem just kind of already kind of on well-aware watch. He stops for a second and goes, hey, what the fuck your name is? Green guy, green brother, whatever, man. Fucking stop. The green brother, I'm going to give him a notice roll 2. D10. It's an 8, so they both notice it. They notice as they look over, and he goes, you see that over there? He goes, yes, I do. That to me looks like a trap. He goes, yeah, that's kind of what I see too. Ah, shit, man. Someone might be here with us. Who knows? I think you may be right. And I don't think we should take that lightly. Alright, well. Let's see. Do either one of them have a battle skill? Yakeem does not have a battle skill. Neither does the Green Brothers, so I'm going to... Yakeem's going to look at it and just go, alright, well, I'm pretty sure that what we're seeing right there is a standard issue coalition frag grenade set up to be a booby trap. Which means that we've probably got people here. I think I could probably take that out, disable it, but that doesn't take care of the fucknuts that may have done this. He goes, I will keep an eye open. King goes, thanks, man. So, rolls a 5. Alright. King begins to go over, pulls out the vibro knife. He sees there's a small lead going to a copper wire, and just over top of it, almost taped against the wall, is just this tiniest little black piece. It almost looks like a sliver of tape. He goes, cute. It's a fucking infrared sensor. He goes, yeah, I could probably, if anything, what might work is quickly peel it off the wall, stick it around so it faces into the wall, and then it'll never detect heat. Then I could probably sever the grenade and take it with us if we want it. And brother, staring down the scope, goes, you do what you need to do, man, but do it quick. So let's ask the question then. Come on, CS strike while Hakeem is disarming? I'm going to probably assume yes, because that would make the most sense. But fate says no. So Yakeem has pretty much almost all the time in the world. As he just, alright, I think I got this. I think I got it. And suddenly, fucking cool. Alright, we gotta be real careful though. We're gonna be moving forward into what we know is gonna be enemy territory. Green Brother looks him up and down and goes, you first? And Yakeem kind of like chucks the grenade a little bit into his hand. And as they start to step down, given how high they rolled for their notice check, I'm not going to make them like re-roll for the possibility of being surprised. So they step around the corner, and suddenly you hear contact. Yakeem goes, fuck. And we're going to go into some combat. Oh shit. But the coalition starts off with a Joker. That guy group leader, and we're going to give the guy with the Joker a group leader. I don't know why it didn't automatically group him. Let's open it would, but... Okay. So, they are automatically going to go onto hold. They get themselves a nice little juicy Benny, and we go now over to Yakeem with the ace. Yakeem, as he comes around the corner, he spots just that glimmer. He's going to step out, and he's going to try to take a shot. Now, the problem is, of course, with them on a Joker, and he's got his flashlight going, so he can only see so far. They're going to try to come off. Acting right now, Yakeem, we're going to give him his athletics check versus theirs. His is a D8 plus 1. So he's got a 6. Their athletics is a 6, but they're on a Joker. They get a plus 2, and they're all acting as a group. Oh shit, that's Snake Eyes. So they're going to act after him. But Yakeem steps around the corner, and he feels as things begin to slow down. He, after his last advance, I gave him a new edge called Split the Seconds, which means, the description, juicers and crazies often find themselves living between the ticks of a clock. This edge allows them to ignore 2 points of multi-action penalties each turn, as in they can perform 2 actions at no penalty or 3 at -2. He's going to take 3 shots with this laser pistol of his. So he sees right now just 1, but he is going to open fire. Let's see. Shooting of a D10. Let's grab that beautiful wild die. And shot number 2. So these are all a -2. That is a 9. So the first one is a hit. 2, 3, 4. So let's see. Do they have any special abilities like dodge? Edges and hindrances. Brave, martial artist. Cyberwire reflexes. Raises agility. And the Wilderness Scout package, survival rolls, no. But he takes his shot, so this is a hit with the raise. Okay, 8, 15, 16 points, which is the toughness. This first guy, as the shot kind of impacts into his chest, it starts scoring a hole, but Yakeem has already pulled the trigger a second time. That is an 8 and a 2, so it's going to be another hit with the raise. Oh, that's fucking shit roll. 5, 9 total. He tries to aim for the spot again, but catches just on the outside of the ceramics. The armor doesn't even score a shot. His last one, wild die, blows up. Alright, so it's a 7 to hit total. So Yakeem takes these 3 shots. The pistol itself just and he, I'm definitely counting 1 die too many with these. Alright, 10, 14, 17 total. As the guy looks down trying to knock the burn out of his armor, the second shot just begins to scorch a hole directly into the throat. And this guy just starts gurgling as the blood pours out and he drops to the ground. But now the rest of them are going to take their turn. Yakeem tries to get back around into cover. This guy comes running out. And he's going to... Let's see. I'm going to give them... Do they have repair? They don't have repair, but they do have electronics, so I'm going to give them that. It's a D8. It's a 6. I'm going to say, I'm going to ask a fake question. Were there more explosive traps? Of course there were. So I'm going to give this guy, as he comes running around the corner, he's going to, and he's going to trip, and yeah, 7, as one of the hidden grenades against one of the wall panels just suddenly detonates. Fragmentation does 5d6, and it's going to go off right next to Yakeem. It's a small blast, 8. Oh, that's a lot of 6s. 12, 24, 28. Shit. Alright, 6, 28, 45, 46 points of damage. Just suddenly this grenade just... Yakeem's toughness right now is not 46, so we're spending a Benny. He's going to take his vigor roll. 46, so it's... it's a max of 4 wounds he's about to take. He's going to spend his other Benny. I would have soaked 1, but... Oh, shit. Snake eyes. Alright. Yakeem, suddenly, as the explosion rips through, it knocks him backwards. And as he hits the ground, he is unconscious. The rest of them continue flanking backwards, getting into a firing position. Sergeant keeps kind of a watchful eye as one. So we're going to say he comes running out. I'm going to give him his pace die, which is a 6. 3. He picks one of the guys up. I'm going to give him a strength roll. They currently have a D8 as he tries to pick up their wounded compatriot and pull them back. It's a 2. It's not enough, but those two are now effectively tangled. We go to the sergeant. He comes around the corner. He is going to shout, trying to get his attention and to help. So he's going to give a battle die, D8 to support. That's a 2. That's not enough. But he begins barking orders to the rest of his team. So we go to the Green Brother Sood. He sees Yakim go down. And let's see here. Does he have any gear, anything that might be able to help? Steady hands, assassin. No, not at all. He comes around the corner. He starts pulling Yakim back, realizing quickly that this guy is fucking heavy. And he's going to try to pull him back too. Fortunately, his strength roll is a success. And he pulls Yakim back from the edge. He sees the explosion that had ripped through and the obvious wounds across Yakim's front. Oh, brother, you are not in good shape. So we go to the next round. And the bad guys are going to get another Joker. And he's going to go on hold. Green Brother Sood steps out around the corner, sees one of the coalition states trying to run, carrying one of his compatriots, firefighter style. And he's going to take a shot with his JA-11. Shooting die of a D10. It's an 8, so it's a hit with a raise. And that does 46. So 5d6 total. 6, 10, 13 points total. That's not nearly enough. Armor piercing 4. 11. Nah, it's not enough. Even with armor piercing of 4, it brings him down to the toughness of 12. So shot impacts, and he steps back around the corner. The Green Brother tries to get some cover, but not before the officer steps out, and he's going to try to interrupt. So I'm going to give him athletics rolls. +2, so that's a 5, and the Green Brother has a 10. Oh, the officer beats him, and as Sergeant Skrin looks around the corner, his laser pistol in his hand, he is going to take a shot. Shooting a D8. 7 that hits. Trying to provide cover for his men. Oh, but 4 points damage total. It glances off of Sood's armor as we go over to Yakim. Yakim is currently unconscious, having the 4 wounds, incapacitated. The first thing we need to do is roll his vigor to see if he's bleeding out, which is currently D8. -4, of course. This isn't good. He's got no bennies. Thank you, Wild Die, for blowing up. Thank you, Wild Die, for showing up. Okay, so he succeeds. But now we go over to his... Where is that special ability? The internal repair system. +2 on his natural healing roll. So we're going to roll right back into... Fuck me, at Snake Eyes. Okay. I'm going to say it burns one of the charges, but it doesn't begin to heal the wounds. But Yakim, he is incapacitated. Let's just take a look. Treat wounds. Okay. So, he's not dying, so that's a good thing. Actually, I think, according to that, with that high of a bleed out roll, he's stable. Okay. Stable and burned one of his charges in his healing factor. We go over to the Coalition States troopers themselves, and Kimitz here gets a 5 on his running die, puts him to 11 total, and he begins to pull his compatriot. And they come 3, yeah. They get all the way around the corner. Let's see, which one is this? This guy comes around and he tries to provide some covering fire. Let's see. Shooting die is D8. I'm going to say this is, -8. Oh, it explodes. Oh no, it explodes again. Okay, so he starts taking shots off, trying to capture the Green Brother. One of the shots actually seems to hit. And, okay, 5, 6, 12. 12, 15. And armor piercing 3. 15, armor piercing 3. That is enough. He is shaken as the shot surprises him as he comes around the corner. And then this character comes back around. The rest, let's see, start preparing, and we're going to give this one, we're going to say he's going to try to make a healing roll of a d4 to see if he can heal his friend. It's a 2, so he starts off just bandaging the wounds as quickly as he can. His friend may be already passed, but doesn't care. It's still about taking care of, each other. Okay, now we go over to Yakim with the ace. So we're going to give him another healing roll. Am I doing this all wrong? I'm going to make sure I reread this. Natural healing roll. That's right. Yeah, natural healing roll is always a vigor check. Okay. So it's at +2, but of course -2 because of the wounds. So it's D4 and it's wild card. That's a 2 and a 2. So now Yakim still laying there unconscious from the explosion, the blood trickling out of his face. The Green Brother has a D8 in spirit. Let's see if he unshakes. That is a 1. He does not unshake. He suddenly starts backing up a little bit. And he's going to, as these guys, the Coalition States themselves, start rallying around their injured compatriot. That's a 3. They can't quite seem to stem the bleeding. One of them starts yelling about taking his armor off. The officer, well, he's going after them. So, but on their next roll, he's going to roll his battle. It's a 2. It's not enough. So two groups kind of fall back, licking wounds and trying to take care of their own. And let's see. So he's going to try another battle roll to see if he can help him out. That is 6. So they're going to get a +1 to the healing roll to help their friend. We go over to the Green Brother, who is no longer shaken. He looks over at Yakim. He's just like, fuck. I could be making things worse if I tried to heal you. I'm sorry. I don't know what this fight is about. But he reaches down. You know what I'm going to do? He sees that grenade that Yakim had stashed in his side. He goes, but we got to get them now. And he is going to pick up the grenade, come around the corner, and he's going to throw it down the hallway. So he's got a D10 in athletics, 4, which just barely is a success. Yakeem's going to lose his grenade, but you know what? That's kind of what Yakeem does. It is a... Actions, come on, effects. Fragmentation grade, small. And he rolls it right about there, so he's going to catch 2 of them. I'm going to give them a -2 and agility roll to see if they can get out of the way. That guy fails miserably. Oh, they both fail. Okay. So the fragmentation grenade does 5d6. Green Brother Sood throws it down the hallway. It kind of bounces. There's a click of the metal. Oh, that's a lot of 6s. Okay. That is 29 points of damage. Now let's roll for them again. Okay. 5, 10. Paying it all back. Green Brother throws the grenade down, and the 2 closest to the edge, just as an explosion rips through. One of them gets tossed aside. Another one suddenly just has 1,000 pinpricks of blood appear through his armor, and there's a dribble coming out from the bottom of the skeleton-like helmet. And the officer just goes, "Fall back, fall back!" Green Brother kind of steps back a little bit, and it pretty much divides the initiative in half, as those are now all injured. This guy, he starts running back towards the back of the room. And come back to Yakeem. All right, Yakeem, buddy, you're not dying here. Come on now. All right, -2 on this roll. Come on. Okay. All right, the wild die blew up. So that's an 8 minus 2, which is a 6. Suddenly the wounds begin to patch up. Nope, clicked that in the wrong direction. And Yakeem is no longer incapacitated. He just coughs blood, though. Leans over and just has a heavy scar across his face. Begins to patch up slightly. Yakeem looks down, and I'm going to say until... Are those things mega damage? Because he should have taken gritty damage if he did. Let's take a look. Fragmentation. No, nothing about it says... Oh, technically it's a large blast template. Shit. Would have caught more? It would have caught the officer. I'm going to go ahead and roll that then. Officer's agility. It's a D6. That doesn't bode well for him. Oh, but that blows up. 9 minus 2, it's 7. So yeah, he manages to get out of the way. I'm going to say he leaps this way over some of his dying compatriots. So the officer would have been caught, but he managed to roll a evasion check. Yakeem begins to stand up and just like, oh, fuck me, man. What fucking happened? Green Brother just looks back. He's like, oh, shit. Oh, my God, I thought you were a zombie. No, I'm glad to see you awake. We need to fall back. There's quite a few of them down there. I think I just shook them a little bit with the grenade toss, but I don't think we could take this fight easily. Yakeem just kind of like wipes some blood off of his face. He goes, fuck that, man. Anytime I gotta burn a charge from this, it hurts like hell. They don't recharge easily. Nah, man. We're taking them out. We're gonna find out what the fuck they're doing here. Green Brother's like, you are suicidal. Yakeem goes, dude, I'm a juicer. Who else signs up for this shit? So I'm gonna give this last guy, as he dives out of the way. I'm also gonna give them a spirit check to see if they lose their will. They don't. But we'll come back now around to the top of the next initiative order. Oh my god, bad guys get another Joker. Okay. Well, that guy's dead. but we're going to give him... he comes running over. It's going to be a +2 to his healing roll, so it's a d4 +2. Rolls a 1, but it's not a critical failure. So it's a 1 +2 is a 3. But actually, the sergeant with his battle roll, that's a 4. I'm going to give this guy a vigor check to see if he survived long enough to get patched up. No, he didn't. That dude's dead. Sorry, Mosass. Combatant. But as Edgy Sinner kind of comes around, and he's like, fuck, Brother Mosas is dead. And then we go over to Tortoni. Man, those are some random ass names. He's going to try to make a healing roll, -2 as well. It's 2 +2, it's a 4, so that one's a success. He goes over to this guy, Kamitz, who did manage to survive. And so with that, he comes over to Kamitz and goes, we've got one who may still be alive. Come on, give me the fucking patch. And he comes over, and Kamitz gets back up. The blood dripping down from his helmet as he just kind of lifts and throws the helmet off to the side. Shrapnel shredded his face. One of his eyes looks like it may be potentially busted. But Kamitz here just kind of looks up and he's like, oh, fuck. No, man. Shit, who are these guys? How many are there? Tortona goes, hang back. The sergeant thinks that we may be fighting something really, really bad here. I'm going to give him a free battle check. It's a 6. He goes, I think these are related to the juicers we were fighting earlier. Careful. We know exactly their type. And so he's going to give a +1 to the next roll from a support. I'm going to go over to Yakim, who, let's see, D8, D6, let's see if he comes unshaken. Oh yeah. Yakim is no longer shaken, and so his first action, so multi-action penalty, of course, no longer applies. He can take 2 actions when he wants. First one is going to be another healing roll, and this will be the last charge in this thing for today. Oh, but the 8 blows up. 15, so he heals 2 wounds. He's down to 1, but that 1 can't be healed for a while. Yakim just kind of stands back up. He wipes some of the blood off the corner of his lip. His eye seems to almost be a little cloudy, but a piece of shrapnel falls from his tear duct. He goes, fuck that. They are not getting out of here. And so the next portion of his action, he is going to run and get to the next stage of... he comes here, comes around the corner. 8, 10, he sees them. And he's got enough to charge. He comes running up, the double-bladed plasma axe in his hand, and he just starts screaming. So this is going to be a D8. That's a 6. What is their parry? Their parry is 6. Yakim comes charging and like a madman, just screaming. So how much damage does this thing do? It is 2d12. Okay, so it's his strength plus 2d12. So that is a d10, 2d12. This is brutal. -1 from the extra wound, plus 2. And just to make sure, is this thing mega damage? Okay, technically it's not +2, so it's +1. Okay, so let me go through that math again to make sure I'm okay. His strength, which is a d10, 2d12 for the damage. So this is already going to be a high roll. It normally does +3 damage. -1 because it's having a glitch. -1 because he has a wound, so it's only a +1 on this damage roll. Okay, so that is 9 plus 11, that's 20, plus another 9, that's 21, or 29, plus 1, that is 30 points damage. No armor piercing on this thing, but as he runs around the corner, the toughness of 16, that is a wound right off the bat. And this guy just gets chopped down. And Yakeem still has just enough movement to get up into melee with another one of these guys. So the Green Brother Sue just goes, what the fuck just happened? He's going to come. He does have kind of a bit of dark vision, so he can see well enough without the flashlight, but as he comes around the corner, let's see, his movement is 10. Okay, so he comes around the corner, sees this, and he is going to take a shot at this guy. So I'm going to take one shot. It's D10. That is an 8. It's a hit with a raise. 46 damage. Okay, so that's 10, 16, 17 points of damage. Their toughness, of course, is 16, so this guy is shaken. Actually, it's armor piercing, 4. So no, he's wounded. He comes around, the medic looks up from healing one guy who's still laying on his back, and then suddenly he gets shot in the face. Green Brother Sue ducks back around the corner, getting back into cover. We go to the next round. All right, the officer sees this crazed, bloodied madman of a juicer. He's going to take 2 shots of his laser pistol and retreat. So, D8 minus 2 for the multi-action penalty. I don't think he has... he's got command presence, level-headed, tactician, but no cybernetics. So, yeah, he's just going to take 2 shots. D8 minus 2 and minus 4 from trying to hit a crazed juicer. The first one, though, just straight misses. The second one is 1. Oh, and he's got a misfire. A 5. So his pistol shorts. Probably because he's pissing himself, but, you know. As he... effects, yeah, he now takes a -3 to these shots, and he begins to retreat back into the corner of the room, where we see he palms a kind of a hidden door lock, and he starts yelling to the men, retreat, retreat, we will get more help, we can't take this fight. And we now go over to the Green Brother. He steps around, he sees another one of these guys standing upright, takes aim and fires. His D10 shooting die is a 2. It's not enough. The shot impacts in the wall right next to him, and he tucks back up around. Yakeem, though, is crazy, and he comes running up. He's going to take multi-action penalty. He's going to take a swing at this guy as he comes running past. His fighting is D8 minus 1, of course. It's a 5 and a 4, so that's not enough to hit. But as he runs up, he swings at this guy. He runs past to get to the officer. I'm going to give this one. He is going to take a fighting roll against Yakeem, but of course it's -2. Rolls a 1. It's not Snake Eyes, though, so as he tries to lashes out with quick combat CQC, he just swings, but Yakeem is already halfway down the hall. The officer is just pounding on the door. Open, 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 open. As Yakeem comes screeching around. As fighting the D8. It's a 7, even minus 1. That's enough. As he comes running around, swings in an overhand arc, and let's get that beautiful D12 damage going. It's 17, 24 total. Whew. And he runs down this officer. Blood sprays And all we see from this angle is as the axe comes down, the light blue begins to solder into this Coalition State's armor. But the flashlight has been dropped to the ground, so all we see is this stop motion where suddenly the arcing light carves in, and then suddenly there's a, like, almost frozen in the air, particles of blood spraying as Yakeem just pulls the axe free and kicks his body over. The officer begins to gurgle, and this guy, I'm going to give him a spirit roll off the bat, see if he gets afraid. He fails, so we're going to roll in the fear check. It's a d20. Okay. And he is now, let's see, he starts off shaken. And he runs. So he gets a d6. So he gets 3 more steps, which puts him right past the Green Brother. But not far enough away that he has to take an attack of opportunity. Yakeem draws the Queen of Spades. He turns. He sees this guy running, and he starts running after him. Yakeem, let's see, come on, buddy. Comes running up, and instead of it being a melee attack, he is going to try to tackle him. So it's going to be contested athletics. Yakeem. So that's a 4. Yeah, 4 because of his -1 because of his wound. And this guy's got athletics of d6. He rolled a 4. Multi-action penalty, though. I'm going to try that again. That's much better. That is a 6 total. And that's 5. So Yakeem comes up, and he tackles this guy, knocks him to the ground. He is now entangled. And I'm going to actually call end of combat there. Yakeem just kind of stops. He goes, I heard what the fuck you were trying to say, man. And Coalition Trooper just, no, who the fuck are you? Who sent you? Yakeem pulls the weapons out of his hands, throws them behind him. Goes, I'm gonna ask this fucking once. Alright? And you saw what I did to your friends, right? There's a cackling light that just kind of burns across his face as the axe comes up, just hidden out of view for a moment. And Yakeem kind of waves it underneath this guy's nose. He goes, you see what I did to your sergeant? Do you fucking want to know what I'm going to do to you? I need you to tell me where the fuck Julian is. And if not, this thing's coming right down in your head. So we're gonna give Yakeem intimidation. Okay. Which is contested against spirit. Which I believe in this guy's a D8. Okay, well, Yakeem rolled a 4, but -1 because of the wound. It's a 3. But this poor schmuck, a Deucener, which, considering Deuce may be what this guy's doing in his pants right now, he rolled a 1. And then, to verify, I rolled a D6 to see if he had snake eyes. So we're going to ask a question here. Does Deucener know where Julian is? Yes. Alright, well. Deucener. Oh, no, man. I don't think you understand. He came in here. And Yakeem looks him up and down. He goes, so you do know where he is. Cool. Well, that's going to be great, because it's the only reason you're going to live. Yakeem bobs his head for just a second, looks up to Green Brother Suit and goes, hey, you want to go look for some bad guys? we're going to end right there. So, some notes and some threads. We now know, let's see, Julian is in Newtown. I'm going to update some threads here. And yeah, we can remove that one and say Julian is in. Okay, that thread is there. We're going to put Julian on the character list again because he kind of came up here. So that's fun. But just as importantly, now we've kind of got that thread moving. And so we are now in the hunt for Julian. Battered and still picking fragmentation shrapnel out of his face. Yakeem begins to interrogate this young man. And his green brother Sood, let's see, I'm going to take a look at his hindrances just to see. He's arrogant and heroic. I'll ask one last fake question. Does Sood go along with Yakeem? Yes, he does. So, the last portion of the conversation for the night. Green Brother Sood looks him up and down and goes, if you are truly part of the Juicer Army of Liberation that came through here and you fought the Valix, then I see no better warrior to fight alongside with. I will help you find this Julian of yours, but you have to help me destroy every monster that we find along the way. And Yakeem goes, yeah, no, I'm fucking good with this. So, and as we end there tonight, I wish to tell you all, of course, have an absolutely wonderful night. You can find us on Patreon, as I'm sure you've heard a couple of times. We have a Discord server. Probably going to stop on the Twitch broadcast, but you know what? That's okay. Podcast is what I started doing, and podcast is what I'll continue doing. So with that, though, I wish you all a wonderful night.